I pressed unmute again. Oh my god. Hi. Hi. Starbucks, what is your Hello? Ah, fudge. It's not registering it. For some bizarre reason. I don't even know why. Like, it's plugged in and everything. It's not even making, like, sounds like, oh, it's unplugged. Oh, it's plugged in. Let me try a different port. I don't know which port is what. I don't know what it is unplugged. There we go. My tour box is ready, I think. Maybe? Chotto a minute. It's plugged in now. Hi. Maybe. Connecting your tour box. Connecting your tour box. There we go. It's alive. Okay. Anyway, how's chat? I'm trying. We're listening to Slime Rancher 2 soundtrack, by the way. It is. So yesterday, I'm sure you can assume, based on the fact that I just really like it, I played it a lot yesterday off stream. I did say, like, I was going to play it off stream, so you guys should not be surprised. I got I got crystal baddie slimes. I got honey cotton slimes, so honey bunnies. I made the phosphor slimes. What did I make them? Oh, anglers. And I caught a ringtail. I caught a tanuki. And I found out what those rocks are. You know, the little, like, squirrel-looking rot dudes? So the ringtail slimes become the rock in the morning. Mmm. It's so cool. I don't know. It's because I brought one back. And then in the morning, it was a rock. And I was like, what? If you put like the nighttime thingy on top of it, they'll be okay though. But they also eat so much. And they have this little like smug face. So they'll just eat constantly, right? Like they don't care if they're hungry or not. They just eat. So that means sometimes they're not gonna give you plorts. So you need to watch their little mischievous smug face to know that don't feed them. Slimes are great. I love these little dudes. I love Slime Rancher. I love it so much. That said, they did say that the story isn't finished in early access. So even if I were to like kind of rush through the story part, it won't be done. I suppose that's one way to look at it, Kula. Anyway, sorry I started late today. I woke up a little late and wanted to do some stuff in the morning before stream. Plus I had to do my laundry, so... Oh, really? Also, good news. My dad got the information I needed to do my last, like, paperwork thing that I needed to do, that I wanted to do this week. He sent it to me this morning, or while I was sleeping, I think. It's basically I needed information from the bank, but as I mentioned, like, they don't have, like, email contact, right? So I had to ask my dad to help me and get me the information I needed. He's just like, no, I think it's just this. And I'm like, no, Dad. Those are other spots on the form. I don't think they need that written there twice, Dad. Please. So I sent him a picture of it. And then I'm like, please, this is the information I need, Dad. Please call them and check. And then he called. And he's like, okay, it'll have to wait until Monday. Because, you know, they're closed. And he called. And he got it. And I get to finish out this form and hand it in on Thursday. Yeah, I know. You guys weren't even around for the full Mimi Japan arc, because I didn't start streaming until, like, what? Year 4? I'm gonna go, like, full tourist mode on, like, the last week, though. Like, I know, like, I'm not a tourist, but I'm gonna let myself kind of go a little bit touristy mode and just go everywhere. I have a big list of... I started a page in my journal of things that I need to do or want to do before I leave Japan for now. Because the next time I come back won't be for a while. Probably. So, like... There's the top half is, like, the things that I need to make sure to do. Like, as important things. Right? Like... things that I need to remember to do before I leave because they're, like, important. But then, like, then on the other side is, like, the other half of the page is, like, this is the fun stuff that I want to do before I leave. So, like, I want to go to the Ghibli Museum. That's one I haven't done yet. I do like, what is it? Universal? If it wasn't so far away. But it's pretty far away for me. Just a minute. Yeah, they have USJ. It's in like Osaka area. Wow! Holy crap! Thank you for the 6-month sub. 6 months. I was just... It caught me off guard with this music. My apologies. How are you? I did see all of your pictures. I just, you know. Yeah. I had some early morning stuff I wanted to do, so... That's why I started today late. Oh no. Well, at least you got the editing done. I actually did... Okay, so you might be like, Mimi, how late did you stay awake to play Slime Rancher? Not actually that late. Like, maybe a little late, but not that late. Oh yeah, there will be a Tuesday at the end of October that I will have a probably short art stream. I'll let you guys know anyway. Because that's the day the moving company is coming. I have that date all set. I have all of my paperwork is basically ready. I was just saying my dad got the information that I needed for the bank paperwork. Yay. So the only thing left to do is to actually do that paperwork. To do it and then turn it in. Oh, no. I'm okay. I was talking to Joey. That's it. I was just having a morning call with Joey and I woke up late. That's it. Nothing serious. Just wake up later than usual. Needed to do laundry anyway. And Joey wanted to call. So we had a call. You stole her? Ah. And you met Ratman. Emmett, by the way. Emmett is called Ratman. Emmett is the Ratman of the expansion. We have Estinian for Heavensward, he's the Ratman. And Emmett's Ratman in Shadowbringers. He's a great Ratman. I love him. He's fantastic. When he first meets you like that, but you had to like I don't remember the English text, but it was like, but you had to intervene, right? But like his Japanese line goes like, "Oh my god," and he's like super. It's fucking hilarious to me. Like where he's pointing with, and I think the animation actually has it go with each flick, like the "oh my god," like with each. Like he does like a little like flick of his wrist. Each syllable in the Japanese. You'll find out. You'll find out what the hell his problem is. He's very. You'll notice you probably have seen him a lot in fan art, and that's because people really liked him. Because he was a very fun character. And you know his snap? I mean, it's an emote. His snap was so good, people wanted it as an emote. And it's a $7 emote in the Mog Station. But yeah, he's a great character. I like him too. But yeah, you are blazing through Shadowbringers. Also, you made it to Lahi. You made it to Lahi. Lahi's good. Lahi's one of the big memes. There's one time Soken played that song on an automaton at FanFest, I think it was. And he goes in English, "Do you know Lahi?" And we've been told it's not actually like he picked those sounds, it's just like those like generic choral sounds. The other part that goes over is like something something Ebola. Is what people also hear. But Lahi. I think the funniest part is I remember JP people being like, "Oh, Lahi's also a meme for EN?" Well, we're talking about the song, what is it called? The actual name of it? But fans just call it Lahi because in the first like 2 seconds of the song you hear Lahi. The forest song, shit. I know that there's a name for, like, there's obviously a name, but I can't remember what it is right now. But yeah, Shadowbringers, the base expansion actually has 2 main music memes. Well, here, I'll go find it. It's very easy. Hold on. YouTube. Lahi. I don't even have to look for the actual song. Oh, it's called Civilizations. Pause that for a sec. Unmute this. Here we go. Sorry, that's loud. Can you hear it? Hear it? Too bad I had this. That's where people hear too bad I have Ebola or something. Oh, here. I'll let you guys, hold on, you guys gotta see this. Hold on, I'm gonna show you the time where, Soken performed Lahi. He loves his automaton, by the way.
Do you know Lahi?
Keiko-san!
We'll play Lahi.
Hold on, no. You need to hear that louder. I'm sorry.
You know. Do you know Lahi?
Keiko-san too. Her face.
I will play Lahi.
I love Keiko-san.
ミュージックスタート。
I forgot her face! This is our music director, by the way, for 14. Yes, he's performing with an automaton. Peak skill. I love him. He's so fucking, he's so dumb. This was the yeah, anyway, I'm sorry. You had to experience that joy. Absolute art, like perfection. Oh. That's our music director. That's our music director. The absolute power. Soken leans hard into memes too in general. Like extremely hard into memes and dad jokes. He's just amazing. Sometimes he works too hard. One thing, okay, so since this is common knowledge, one thing I will say is that some of the later Shadowbringers music, especially like 5.5 music there, Soken was probably in the hospital when he worked on it, because he was dealing with cancer. What? Be careful, Bangy. Yeah, so like the end of, and then yeah, a lot of Endwalker as well. I think he was working on in the hospital. And Yeah, he wasn't allowed. He chose not to tell anybody. He didn't want to worry people. And like, yeah. Yeah. A lot of late Shadowbringers and Endwalker stuff. And he's tweeted about it in English too, even. About how like seeing the people, like how much the music resonated with them, from Endwalker in specific, just definitely really impacted him. And you know that probably, I mean, at most Koji knew, probably, but nobody else besides probably Koji and Yoshida knew. And then yeah, it was during COVID too, right? And so they couldn't even visit him. And you also know that like Yoshida had that massive like he wrote that giant post about when Mighty-san passed from cancer as well, right? You know, Yoshida in particular was probably really shook. And I mean I think a lot of people have seen Yoshida just break down during the fan fest where he's just like, I'm so happy to have my best friend back. And from the stories that we've heard, Soken is one of the first people that was like super behind Yoshida, like when he was given the mantle of producer director. So like, yeah, like even if some of it's for show, you can like, I don't know, you can feel it from them that they are probably like extremely close, right? Soken and Yoshida. I remember when I went to see the symphony, so Yoshida and Soken did the what's it called? The MC work, right? And I mean, they're basically Boke and Tsukomi the whole way through. But here's one thing I'll say. If I remember correctly, Yoshida calls Soken-chan. Soken-chan. I mean, I'm not debating this. Soken is very clearly a chan. But yeah. But yeah, I know. Like, and I don't think a lot. I think parts of the and a lot of the U.S. like the English-speaking fandom also pointed it out as well about Mighty-san, and like Yoshida was probably extremely like. Oh, excuse me. I burp. I know you guys can't usually hear it, but yeah, Yoshida was probably like extremely distraught and I don't know, just rough. And then that man literally right before this was when he was doing the Primals concert before we found out. And the day before is when he did Lahi with freaking automatons. You know? We had no idea, and this man is just doing his thing. Nobody knew. It was absolutely nobody could really sense something off about Soken. He was still capital S Soken, you know? I am gonna probably crop this in a little what is it? But yeah. $14 is good. I mean, I could just go on and on about it. Did the enemy forget? Or is he sleeping? Man, Emmy's sleep schedule's worse than mine. Man, you guys wonder when I stay up really late, like doing stuff like Splats or Slime Rancher or whatever. Or 14. And like... At least I wake up. Mostly on time. But also, yeah, I would say that you're going through it kind of fast for, like, as backlog content. Right? Like, on backlog content, I feel like you're still going at a pretty solid pace. Like, around my work, I think I took about I didn't take a full week. I did have, like, Tuesday, Wednesday, so, like, I full, like, 18-hour, 12-hour played that one day. But, and I didn't take time off. I did not take time off for Shadowbringers, but I think I finished in about 4 days. But that was early access, and that's just how I play, where I just bum rush. I don't want to say bum rush, but like where it feels like bad to say rush, but like I just go through really fast. I just don't stop. Can't stop, don't stop. And considering I also knew that the EXP was probably gonna mostly get me through level requirements, I didn't have to worry so much about like doing the side quests or whatever. I did the ones, yeah. I did like the ones that were required for the ether currents, but that was it. And partially in my case, I did need to, within like, what is it, 2 weeks? Be ready for raid, because you're raiding. Obviously. So there was also that. But I mean, I'm also like the kind of person who just devours like content that they really like. Yeah, dad crit's good. I don't know. They get Shadowbringers is where like things start to really start. They yeah. Things get really fun around like they start to really get good with Shadowbringers. Like, I think, personally, I'd still probably put Endwalker as, like, my top. But, like, then it would be after that Shadowbringers. And then I feel like the other... Like, I don't know. I didn't dislike Heaven's Sword. I guess I did like it more than the other two, maybe. But I think I definitely would put... I mean, I hate, like, I know it's not like, you know, it's more just like, I guess I'd put Stormblood at the bottom. Even though, like, Stormblood had really good aesthetics, you know? Miniphilia! Miniphilia. She's baby. One thing I will say, I don't know about the English voices, but her Japanese voice, is very meek at the start. And I remember being a little surprised because she gets a little bit less. Like her voice, she gets stronger. And you don't really notice it because it's super slow. Then I remember when I went back to go play it on my JPL, I was like, dang, I don't remember her sounding like this, like, quiet and reserved. It's very well done. The voice acting is fantastic, at least, again, the Japanese version. I don't know, I mean, I assume that the English version is similar, but I don't know if it's gonna have as, you know, as strong of a gap. I don't know. She's precious. Miniphilia is such a good bean. Yeah. I love her. Miniphilia is my daughter. You have met my next daughter. This is my Shadowbringer's daughter. Oh, right. That's the part that breaks me. Both times I was ugly crying. It was rough. Seto was very good. Seto, I think, is probably one of the strongest story bits for me. Yeah. I don't know, I just think, yeah, just Shadowbringers is extremely strong. And I feel like and I mean, I think even you can tell, like, you feel like you barely scratched the surface. You took notes, dang. One thing I will say is that Endwalker, when you get there, it's like, I feel like Shadowbringers does kind of have that, like, slow build. Endwalker has a very tiny buildup before it starts to just go. Endwalker just, it doesn't walk. It runs. It just goes. So because of the setup of Shadowbringers being like in that alternate universe, there is a slower buildup. Endwalker is like, this is the finale. We are on the steepest slope to the finish that we got. It goes. So just, I guess, keep that in mind when it comes to Endwalker. that momentum that comes off from the end of Shadowbringers and its patches is just, it's just gonna keep going. Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, in this case, it's because we call it, on Eorzea, they're actually not called Light and Dark, right? They're called Umbral and Astral. And based on the wording, it was like, oh, but like this should be Umbral, this should be Astral. But it's more that they took a different perspective on it, which was super interesting. Oh yeah, even though I started late, I do have to end on time today. Because I do have a regular doctor appointment today. It's a little earlier than I usually pick, but it's just because it was available, so we can't run late today. Yeah, it should just be the usual. You might ask how the medicine was working though, I guess. The extra strength meds. I don't know if I want to say to go off them or not, though. You know, one thing I'm not looking forward to after moving back to the States, is that I'm not looking forward to having that, like, panic rush of I need to go to a doctor to get new meds. Ugh. It's anxiety stuff. And I'm also worried about, like, wanting to try ADHD meds. Even though I took my test in Japan. Like, I'm worried about them being like, well, like, I guess I should make sure that I get, like, a thing from the doctor. But I'm worried about them being, I don't know, dumb about it. Is, I guess, the thing. Oh, Dr. Dixon, hello! Let's give a shout out. How are you going? How was Pokemans? How was that? We're working on, well, your emotes. I am almost done inking, though. Nuzlocke completed. Nice. Man, I haven't played a Nuzlocke in forever. I still don't even know if I want to buy the new Pokemon game. Yeah. I mean, they usually start you off small in general, but yeah, I'm just worried about them not, like, I don't know, saying like, oh, well, we can't, like, offer that to you because they don't, like, I don't know, they might be like, oh, well, you have to take the test here. I'm really worried that they might be like, well, you have to take the test here. I'm like, but that's expensive. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely see if I can get the Japanese doctor that I go to like write a thing, even if he writes it in Japanese. I mean, I guess I'm more like, cause he doesn't speak English. Like, I can't be like, please write a letter in English or whatever, right? But then it's like, what if they just say like, I don't know. I'm getting paranoid about it, I guess. Oh, I see, I see. That's too bad. That's too bad about the last couple encounters. I'm gonna try to fit the palm in more. I'm gonna kind of call it closer. I never actually finished Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I bought it, but I never actually finished it. Oh, dang. Not a single one for you? Yikes. That sucks. I'm gonna have to look and see what I'm gonna have to say to the doctor to be like, please write, like, this kind of letter for when I go back to the States, I guess. He'll probably put it, like, in a sealed envelope or whatever. But, like, I'm not sure how I'm gonna handle it with, like, the idea that the doctor that I go to probably won't be able to read it. I don't know. Wow! Oh, Aramlock, thank you for the read! How are you? Shout out at Aramlock. What were you guys doing? 14? How is your 14? We're working on an emote com, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do after this. I'm gonna try to finish this. This is my main goal today. Yep, no more Shadowbrookers talk. That's true. You gotta be careful. No more shadows. Did you know the Asians aren't supposed to have shadows? And Koji one time got like... He's just like... Ugh. Ugh. Oh, you finished questing the steppies? Nice. Because apparently Asian means without shadow? Or whatever. Or it comes from that, so that's why he chose the name, and he's just like, yeah, but like it's a limitation of the system. Yeah, basically, you do like 60 fates in there and they unlock items in that little gem shop. It's how you get the music for the zones. I forget how much gems it costs, but you just have to do a lot of fates in there. If you want to do it, you can do it. I obviously did it because music is in there. Oh, right. My introductions. Shoot. My name's V-Mimi, or Mimi, or Vimi, or whatever you really want to call me, honestly. I just think me is a strange nickname, so maybe not that one. Anyway, as you can see, I draw. It's Tuesday? Tuesday, so I draw on Tuesdays, Japan Standard Time. And I play 14, and right now, I'm also playing a decent amount of Splatoon and Slime Rancher. Because I like comfy games like those. Well, Splats isn't super comfy, but sometimes it can be. For me, it's comfy. Anyway, yeah, we're working on an emote commission today. And hopefully I'll be able to finish it. Yeah, there's a lot to like about Stormblood. It just didn't feel like it... You know, it's sandwiched between two really good other expansions, and it's like, well, F. Alright. Also, if you're wondering where the music is from, this is the Slime Rancher 2 official soundtrack. It is currently on Spotify, if that's something that you're interested in. There we go, that looks better. Alright, and I'll have to deal with some... Yeah, it's a hard act to follow. Heavensward is definitely a hard act to follow. That too. And then it gets even harder by Shadowbringers just being so damn good. So it's just like, it's just stuck in the middle. It's sandwiched between really good bits. It's just like, well... F. Obviously, you haven't made it there yet, but yeah, it's not only having a hard act to follow, but a tougher act, but an act that follows it also is hard to proceed. You know? Alright, I might have to move this around. Alright. Then, what is this? Those are the hammers. Okay. And then I also need... that... that. Yeah. Yeah, don't rush either. Like, I know that we're all like, oh, Shadowbreaker is so good. But don't feel like you have to rush to get to it either, you know? Alright, I'm gonna be right back. But we're basically done inking. I just might need to do some moving things around. But anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I think the thing with palms... So here's the thing. In my opinion, it's actually better to have... So, like, you see how it's kind of, like, mostly kind of hiding behind the head? It's because, like, to me anyway, at least my understanding, is that... In this case, you could, like, you know, basically be like, oh, here's... It's like, it's more like this direction. It's like sliding back, right? Because to me anyway, the palm is a higher importance than the stem of the palm. As far as like visually. So that's why the stem is super small. Because the palm is visually more important, and you can kind of have the stem part of the palm kind of just like sticking in there. Yeah. Oh no, you have to find another Pokemon game. Yeah, and what is it? The new one doesn't come out for a while either. Let me clean. I want this to have a little bit more of a cheek. But yeah, yeah, always do the... Yeah, with the first part, it really depends on... Like, when I'm going through the first time, it depends on whether or not I want to do more of the quests or not. I had to do a couple in Shadowbringers because I didn't get enough EXP. I think they've adjusted it. I don't know. They might not. They might have, they might not have. But my thing with it is just, I very much am like, I want the story and the side quests. Like, yeah. They have world building elements and I go back to them. But since I was all, you know, for me, obviously, like, I was on content. It's like, okay, I finished the whole story and then I go back. And if I found, like, for example, an ether current quest, like, really interesting, I might finish it. But, like, I might finish that quest series, but I probably won't do too many of the others. So, like, I eventually do them, I just often don't do them right away. Alright, this is a pure white, and I don't like to do pure whites. That has a finish, this has a finish, this is okay. Oh. Sorry. Mine should be on the shorter side, though. This is too blue. I'm gonna have to change it. But I need to be able to see it as I place it anyway, so that's important first. The important thing is to be able to see the gosh darn white. Yeah, mine I think are only 30 seconds. So to me, I don't see it as worth it to do the extra ad revenue. Which is what people complain a lot about, because, like, I think the default is, like, oh, you have to, like, run, like, I don't know, freaking... How many? A lot. But my thing is, so I don't run the default setting, right? I've basically made it so, like, you get, like, an hour or something? Or 30 minutes? Yeah, like, I don't know. I get it, and I don't really care. I think, honestly, personally, I'm fine with more frequent ads as long as they're short. And I also always get, like, the same, like, 2 or 3 ads for Uber or Google, like, a Google phone or whatever. Because there's not that many Japan ads. They don't have that many Japanese ads, so it's like, Like, they're like, oh, you could get, like, more ad revenue if you get a better rate if, like, this is the case. And I'm just like... I think this is, like, I don't see this as worth it. But I also don't personally have as big of an issue, I think, watching ads as other people. Like, they're gonna have to have ads, I think, in some regard. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm, again, probably more understanding than I should be, but oh, whatever. Like, they're gonna have to have ads for a platform like this. It's just inevitable. But I also don't really think, like, there's... I don't know. I think that there's only so many options, and there's no good option. And a lot of people don't want to watch ads, period. I think a lot of people that will immediately turn off, like... I don't know. I think a lot of people that are like, oh, I don't want to watch this XY... I don't want to watch all these ads or whatever. I don't think you're... in my opinion, anyways... They weren't gonna watch you anyway. If they're gonna be curious and click on someone new, they need to remember that there's the possibility there's a lot of ads. That there might be a few ads because, well, you're not subscribed to them and Twitch is losing money to have you view them. Twitch is having to pay money for you to view them or whatever to cover the cost. And I mean, I don't disagree that Amazon can probably cover them, but I mean, I also think that you should expect ads if you're gonna go browsing new channels. Like, if you're gonna browse new channels, chances are you should remember that there's probably gonna be an ad first thing you walk in. And if you walk away because there is an ad in a channel that you've never been to before, it's like, well, then you weren't really looking for a new person to watch. And people saying to jump ship over to YouTube are not a good idea. Don't. Are being a knee-jerk reaction about it. And they will realize that it's also a bad idea. I mean, both are bad in their own ways, but... Yeah, I don't know. I think that's my personal opinion. Like if I'm going to someone new, I fully expect there will be ads, and I will probably have to be like, oh, well, that's a me thing. Like, that's for me to deal with, and that's fine. I don't know, maybe I'm too... I think I'm more... I think I'm... People will tell me that I'm, like, being too forgiving for it, but, like, to me... I don't know. I don't know. I think that at the very least, you're gonna have to deal with ads, and it's like a lost cause. Like, you have to. And being like, oh, like, any ads is too many is like, yikes. Then you might as well just go read I don't know, watch a newspaper. Watch a newspaper. Read a newspaper at that point. Like, that... I don't know. Because, I mean, Joey and I talked about at one point, right? So there's that one revenue split that they have offer. Like, if you run this amount of ads, we'll give you, like, a couple $100 for 1 month or whatever. And that's a lot of money. And it's like, well, either, like, I'll run the ads and do that sort of thing. You might be like, oh, but that will, like, scare people away. But here's the thing. Either then they sub and they don't have to worry about it anymore. Or... or they sit through the ads and they... Or they weren't even really there to look at your content anyway. Yeah, I definitely don't think it's like, you know, you should definitely do it. But, like, it's definitely, like, always. But, like... Like, if it's a couple $100, I mean... You should take it. It's like saying, don't do raid Shadow Legends because they're bad, even though it's, like, super minimal to get you, like, a few amount of people to sign on. And then, oh, you get, like, literally a couple $100 for, like, a 4-hour stream or some shit. Yeah. I don't know. I do think that there are some people that, like, they want, like, they think they're trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna go watch these new people, but, like, then, you know, they get one hurdle. Ads. That are literally like, you should know that it's gonna happen. It's like, then maybe you don't really want to discover new people? And that's fine, you don't have to. Like, definitely, I'd seriously consider, for example, if I got one of those programs that's like, hey, run this many ads and we'll give you, like, $500. Absolutely would consider it. Because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I'd look into how much it is and at least, like, think about it before just blindly taking it. But yeah, that's not chump change. And then if you're running that many ads, you're gonna get, there's a high chance of, like, you could put, like, I know Stall, for example, has like the whole like, I have to run this amount of ads for my plan. The thing that I do. And yeah, people will sub just to get rid of those ads. So, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm sure some of it is out of Stall's pocket, though. Like, bless her. I wish I had the energy to, like, remember to actually run ads, like, when I go to the, when I get up or something. Thank you for the wrist stretch as well. Like, I wish I had the brain power to remember that. I just don't. Alright, I don't want to make these golden bits too much. I just wanted to have a little bit because I felt like certain parts would look too empty were I to do it this way. So, just gonna have like just the sleeves. I'm not gonna put it on the back because I think that will look too busy when we scale it down. That's one of the big issues is you have to realize, like, it's the same thing like when I've made like my Alphino and Alize plush. And when I made the Mimi plush, and when I also make, like, Mimi clothes. Right? For, like, my Nendoroid doll. That you have to keep in mind, like, oh, how much detail will look bad at this scale? And you just have to find, like, the right amount. Like, this is not exact to the design, but... yeah. But, it, like, it's close in that, like, it has enough of the details without going too much or too little. And same here. I think there should be, like, a teensy little bit. Especially because, I mean, you're gonna see it at, like, 16 by 16, man. It's gonna be at 16 by 16. Like, it's gonna be this tiny. Not even. It's gonna be smaller than that. It's gonna be like this size. Oh, whoops. I missed a palm. Thank you for the sip. I will in 1 sec. Yeah. Yeah, you have to think, like, smart about your sizes and stuff. Also, Dr. Disconnect, I hope it was okay that I added a 6th because it's the same cost. And I was like, oh, right, if we're doing a bonk, maybe a return bonk. I hope that's okay. So I felt bad. I feel bad when people order, like, what is it? 5 emotes, or like where it's yeah, you could literally get 1 emote for the extra price because I discount my 3 emotes price. I feel bad. Because it's like you get 1 more for free, quote unquote. It's the same price because I do a discount for bundles. I need to advertise these more, like emotes and badges more. I want to make like some more ones that like are like pay to use. I just don't have the time right now. Oh geez, I'm sorry, that sucks. See, yeah, honestly, I have both of these myself. That's why I was like, oh yeah, because I have the bonk one that's for me, and that one's in like I think tier 1. Oh no, it's a follower emote, just to bonk me. And then the I bonk you is a tier 3, which basically means only I get to use it. So it's one for you to use at people. Alright, just to save on colors, I'm gonna keep the handle brown. But this will have to be silver. I'm gonna have to add a bunch of, what is it? Motion lines? But we'll get there, we'll get there. Yeah, I honestly, so one thing about me anyway, and my art commissions is that I do try to get to them within a week. Because otherwise I might forget to. I might forget about them. So I feel like if I don't do them quickly enough, I won't get to them at all. It's that simple. Oh, really? I hope everything's okay with them, though. Man. I hope that next Splatfest that there's at least one other person that I can... Speaking of collabing, I know that the Bond collab was extremely impromptu. And I am excited to make clips of it and everything. But I'm really hoping that at least next Splatfest, at least like someone else in my time zone, loose time zone, is on my team. Bon is, but right now she's been going through a bunch of moving. So she hasn't been able to, her internet situation has been a hot mess. And she's been trying to get, she moved once, and then she moved a second time. Because the first place was terrible. And then I think she's settling in again. Like, yeah. So I'm glad that was able to join. So yeah, I'm hoping that, I honestly really do hope that, like, it doesn't matter really who, to me, like, who it is, that I, like, quote-unquote collab with for Splatfest. Like, that's not really the point. I just do kind of, it's one of those few cases, like, where I feel like I could probably have, like, I can ask around, like, oh, who's on this team? Do you want to join me for, Splatfest collab at this hour? Like, maybe if BB is ever on the same team, we might collab with BB. The one who we rated after my Splatfest collab, or my Splatfest impromptu collab. Bond just slides into the chat. Hey, you got space? Oh, thanks for stopping by, Bang. You take it easy. The funny thing is, when I'm playing Splats, sometimes I see, like, Z or Bloba or Bon or even BB, like, just playing, like, regular turf match. And I just, like, slide into their lobby. And I just send them a Discord message just like, hi. You know? I'm just like, hello. I have joined your lobby now. If I'm not doing ranked anyway. Like, if I'm not doing ranked, I will literally just join random friend lobbies. Like, I think there was one time I was just like, I met, like, oh yeah, Bloba didn't know it was me because Bloba can't read Japanese. Bloba was just, I joined the lobby, Bloba got out of the loading screen first, and I was just like, I @tagged Z in static and was just like, hi. Bloba was like, oh, that's Mimi. Yeah, I think for a little while, we'll probably double duty on Mondays. Oh, night-night, Aramok. Enjoy your sleep. Oyasumi me. We might double duty for a little while, variety games. We'll probably start Mondays off with Splats, if we aren't doing an extra raid anyway. And then we'll play Slime Rancher for a while. Well, actually, wait, no. We're gonna be doing Cult of the Lamb for for October. Should I do it the whole of October? Or, like... Maybe we'll do a bit of art followed by Slime Rancher. Too many games, not enough time. Maybe I'll play Slime Rancher tomorrow because I'm addicted. Like to play it all of Spooky Month? Okay. Alright, well then we'll make it Spooky Month. So I'll probably do like Slime Rancher at some point, but we'll see. I wonder what the next Splatfest will be. Also, oh yeah, the results got announced. I don't think I talked about it yesterday. I don't remember. Wait, no, yeah, it wasn't announced before until after I ended stream. My T1! Yay! It was literally as expected. Gear had the highest popularity by a long shot. Something violent? You mean the Flatfest? I feel like it'll be Halloweeny. Like, some people are like, oh, but they already did, like, zombies and vampires. But, like, now we have 3. I mean, you can have the argument a second time. Like, people are like, zombies, vampires, skeletons. Would be a good idea. Or zombies, vampires, ghosts, or something. Because they can't do trick-or-treat they can't do trick-or-treat like they did one year. Because there's no 3rd. Yeah, it's gotta be 3 now. That's the hard part. But yeah, a lot of people complain that, like, there's kind of an objective answer with this fest, you know, the gear choice. And that's why gear was ridiculously imbalanced with popularity. But to me, also... Oh, arguments always start, like, literally, like, and there are probably people on a lot of the other teams that, like, are blaming the system for why they lost. That said, in my opinion, my personal opinion, right? I do think that winning at the halftime report should be worth some points for the final score. But the problem is you can't give it a value of 5. Right? So the reason why the point system is what it is so they don't have any... They can't have a tiebreaker for first, right? And remember also that no Splatoon game, the first Splatfest, always... The way that they graded it, right? it changed. The first and last Splatfest, they always went through adjustments. They were always trying to fix, maybe not fix, but make it better, make the calculations better. The first and last Splatfest always have had different calculations and adjusted calculations. Like, the win percent in 1 went from 2 to 4 to, like, 8 or something. Right? And then I think the clout system was added or whatever into partway through. They always try, they definitely do try to adjust the Splatfest system. And we already know that they're going to be adjusting the tricolors. I think there's a couple of ways they could go about it. First, I think tricolors could be their own extra rating system. Keep it separate from open. That's one way, but I don't know how easy that would be, coding-wise. I got 2, I think. 1? I got 1 and it was on stream. We lost. Because Scissors complained like babies because the map was bad. So now we didn't get to have fun on Hammerhead, where Team Fun would have fucking beat the crap out of us, because Hammerhead is way more defender friendly than Sturgeon. You know. Anyway, my point is, I think that there's a couple of ways, there's a couple of things they could do. One, make the tricolors maybe like their own point values. But they also would need to... But I don't know if they can do that because of the way that it's done. They definitely need to adjust the clout gain for either... They need to either bump it up for defending or bump it down for attackers, right? Because right now, attackers, as long as they make attempts on the Ultra Signal, they get a lot of clout points. Versus the defenders, where they don't get nearly as much. I think that the defenders probably will just get a bump up. I think that they will buff that value. The other thing I think that they should do, in my opinion, but I'm not sure how they can go about it because of points and wanting to avoid the possibility of there being a tie for first, is I think the halftime, if you are in the lead at halftime and have to defend in the second half, you should get points for that. It can't be 5, unfortunately, which is what I think they want to make everything like even values of 5. But because what is it? Open is worth 15, Pro is worth 10, and Popularity is worth 10. So if halftime was worth 5, if they got Open and halftime, and one other team got Popularity and Pro, we'd have a tie for first. So we can't have that. So I don't know how they could go about how many points they could give it. I mean, maybe they could take 5 points away from Popularity? Maybe? Would that work? Make it 5 and 5? So like Popularity gives... Would that work? So if we had Pop 5, Open 15, Pro 10, Halftime 5. So for example, we could have... I think this could be possible. Right? Is there any way to combine these? Oh, no, yeah, there is a possibility. So since there's 3 teams, one could have Open and one could have half. And then... No, wait, no. One would have Open. And one would have... Pro, which is 10. and halftime, and then one could have pop. And then these guys are tied for first. Never mind. This doesn't work. I don't know. I feel like having a point value for halftime would make it more favorable to have halftime, but I don't know how they could adjust the point values to make it work. I don't know. I think it would be easier to adjust than adding tricolor as like a separate clout variable. I think that would be easier. And a lot of people suggest like, oh, well, why don't we just have like, oh, multiple, maybe not halftime reports, but like, I don't know, quarter time or whatever. Have the defending team often adjusted. I don't know if that sounds more intense than the other ones. But how did 2's scoring system change? Splatfest. So Splatoon's 1's was very simple adjustments, right? So in Splatoon 1, it was there were only like 3 variables, I think. How did they calculate? So it was, final score was out of 700 for his popularity percentage plus win percentage times 6 at the end. So they only had 2 variables, win percentage and popularity. Win percentage went from 2 at the beginning to then 4 to then 6 by the end of the game. Because they found that it basically meant that if you won the popularity, it was incredibly difficult to actually win. In Splatoon 2, it was solo wins, team wins, and popularity. There were 3 categories. Oh, right! I forgot. There's the sneak peek. So actually, Splatoon 3 has 4 category values. So popularity was a straight percentage, and then clout was averaged, which is what like win percentages were. And then they added the whole clout system, which is you gain points. So what we have actually, sorry, in Splatoon right now is pop is 10. The sneak peek is 10, which is an average of how many players and how many conch shells did they gain. And then we have open is 15 and pro is 10. This is the current system. And there's no way for these values to create a situation where first is tied. But let's imagine, let me see, pop is 5 and halftime is 5. So is there any way to make these guys so that there's a tie for first? Yes. Unfortunately. Isn't there? Because if we have like pro and like popularity, for example, that's 15. And then we have one as open. Oh, this could actually be a 3-way tie, huh? It's 15. And then if they have the peak, which is 10, and then half, that would be literally a 3-way tie. Oops! That doesn't work. They could all get 15p. So, the alternative would be to make maybe pop 5 and then let this 10? But that could still make this happen. But then if they were to get the sneak peek, for example, or pro, for example, because then there's 3 10s to give out. So if all of them, for example, let's say all 3 of them, well, let's say one of them got a 15, the open, right? One of them got the 10. So we have 110 knocked out, 110 knocked out in the 15. We could get a tie for second by giving one of them... Oh, this actually would work. right? Someone would have to end with 20 points. So, actually, no, wait. There's one possibility. This one. Then there would be a tie for first. I guess you could leave this as another 10. But then, oh, then you could do this. This is a lot harder to balance than you think. That's my personal opinion of doing things. I think that making the halftime worth a point value will make people less likely to throw to get out of defending. And considering they implemented the entirety of the clout system partway through, too, I think they could probably add an extra category. Do I? I don't know. I think a little bit about sometimes the kids' lessons, maybe not the adults. What are you trying to say? Well, see, yeah, I don't know. I think my thing is, I think the thing is with the halftime, I think if it was worth something, people would be less likely, because there are people like, oh, because, you know, everybody complained during Scissors that, oh, it was so terrible, and it's like, oh, the map sucked, and like, yeah, the map was rough, and I think that there are a lot of people that just don't want to play Tricolor as Defender, and it's like, okay, well, what if we make it a category? To me, that kind of makes sense as an incentive. That could incentivize it enough to play better in the first half to try to get it. Try to get those points. Right? But looking at it, it'd be hard to balance 5 categories and the point values so that there's no possibility of a tie for first. Which is why, which is like perfect, right? You don't want to have a tie for first. So I get it. That and I'm seeing like just like it seems quite difficult to balance for it. To like try to do it. At least that's my opinion and what I think might make the halftime less boring. And might make even the first half as equally intense as the second half. Because then people are fighting for those extra like tiny value of points, right? I don't know. That's my opinion on the Splatfest results. Though, but also, Lamau Grub got 0 points. Lamau Grub got 0 points. That's kind of funny. Not like in it, like F in the chat for Team Grub getting literally 0 points, but also Lamau. It's kind of fun. In Grub's defense, it's like Fun was playing really good. When you were getting them, Fun was playing pretty good. And then like Gear had popularity on lockdown. It's like, yeah. I mean, at least second and third get the same amount of, what is it? They get the same amount of sea snails. So second or third, it doesn't actually really matter. And here's the thing. The value difference between how much you get sea snails wise is literally like 3. At the top rank, the most sea snails you can get is 24. And if you're on second or third place team, you get 21 to sit. Oh no, you got 3 more sea snails. Oh no. That's what I mean, like people getting like super heated about something that's so fucking minor. And you know these people aren't like the people that are gonna play like super competitive either. So like their reason for re-rolling doesn't even like they're not even gonna really make use of these re-rolls enough. Like it's so like they're getting bent out of shape for losing a silly competition in a video game that like barely even affects your ability to play the video game. They're like, but you get more sea snails. Like, yeah, like 3. And are you really playing competitively? Like, are you specifically even really playing competitively? So, I don't know. Like, I definitely, from the sounds of it, it seems like the tricolors did need adjustments for clout gain, but that's probably it. And they probably just needed more testing. Hopefully they can add it back in soon, like, increase the chances. Because they basically, with the fact that Gear, or with Gear having so many players, and Fun being the literally least popular, I think Fun was the least popular, they, you know, the tricolors were even rarer. Some people's suggestion was also to consider making it the most popular team to get. Oh, so when I shade, I find it easier to have everything be flat like gray and then just work on the shading itself without regard to the colors. It means I'm not sitting here like working with like a billion layers to limit the color location. So I have everything grayscale basically, and then I just kind of shade it this way. Yeah, this is the shading. Afterwards, what I'll do is I'll lock the layer transparency and then select the colors and actually put the color into it. It makes it easier for me to handle this way. But yeah. I don't know. There's the idea of doing popularity, but then it's like, then you're gonna have people that are like trying to avoid being on the popular team. I don't know if that's necessarily the best choice either. See, my thing is it's more about, like, I don't want to, like, so what I used to do a long time ago is, like, I'd have different layers for each color so that they wouldn't leave the, like, that area, that color's area. But then that makes it super tedious to, like, make all these different layers. Like, you think my layers now are too many. Whew. You don't want to see some of my, like, old art. Right? So anyway, this just makes it so there's one single layer. And I'm not changing color, like, all the time to sit here and work on things like this. Yeah. to see if Harmony has the pink or the blue locker design for me today. I'll put a wooden texture on the hammer, I just haven't done it yet. Any purples? There's no purples. There's like a magenta from what I've seen, but there's no like purple, sadly. I'm sad about it. None, yeah. None right now. They do often add in more items and stuff over time, so we'll see. Yeah, like the closest they got is that magenta, and it's just not it. It's not bad color, it's just not purple. Yeah, I don't know. Like, at least we got the purple, friend, the plushie. Okay. Oh, shoot. I have applied to connected pixels only on. Oopsies. Okay. Almost. There we go. Then we need... Let's do all these black. These are gonna be rough to work with for line art, but that's okay. Oh. I see. Alright, there's all the colors except for the brown, which I'm also gonna want to do. So I want to add like a wooden texture to it. Which I'm gonna do by hand because I'm just like that. Needs to be thinner. I'm gonna definitely like give it more like shading on it in a sec, but there we go. Soften it up a bit. Yeah. Should have done the other hammer before I did this. Oh well. Alright, I'm not doing the handle because I think that just would end up looking too much. I don't know. These will only be noticeable at like full scale anyway. Which, like, it's not like I don't give the full scale anyway, so it's something that can be used. I give the full scale of all the images so that they're usable for whatever you want. Yes, I played a lot more Slime Rancher. I don't know if you saw me online last night playing more Slime Rancher, but I was playing more Slime Rancher. Yeah, I often give the full versions as well, because I feel like it's such a shame, like, to not give you the full resolution. Because it's like, you know. They're great for, like, thumbnails and stuff, too, in my opinion. Yes, I love the honey bunny. Nice models! 3D can be super expensive, like... I don't know. 3D models are expensive. Like, I know live 2D models are also expensive, but... I guess for me, because I end up doing the art, like, price range... Well, most of the time I do the art. Like, I feel like it's more obtainable for me. So, I don't know. Wait, there's one more bit here. Okay. Now it's a matter of the effects and stuff. Colored lines. I definitely have to add a lot more effects to it though. It definitely needs like a lot of cleanup. Oh shoot, I missed a spot. Here. There you go. Because a lot of it's down to effects for an emote like that. Right? And I'll probably move in the frame a little bit more. Because it's a little bit too close to the frame edge. So... like here. Oh, Porksy! I love Porksies though. Porksies are precious. Don't at me. Okay, there we go. That's much better placed. Okay. Oops. I need to, you know what I also need to do sometime soon? I need to update the samples on my freaking com page. Not that the old ones I think are a bad representation of my stuff, but more that they're just not the best representation anymore. That, like, I've started doing this thing with the line art, right? That I didn't used to do, so... Oh, you did the you're doing the, what is it called? The tribal quest. Alright. So here on this side, they're gonna be, well, actually on this one in general. So the whiskers is one thing I will actually keep as colored line art even outside. Not feeling this piece. This Slime Rancher piece. Alright, I'm gonna have to change the color here. I had a feeling I would because this is very dark. There's the one part where they actually overlap with something darker. So when they leave the face and go over here, they're gonna be this color. Oops. Oh shoot, you know what I just realized I forgot? I just think it's, you know, I was saying before, like, it's more just Stormbledge was just sandwiched between much stronger pieces. It was unfortunate for it, but like, stronger narrative pieces, so like, it had a hard act to follow and a hard act to proceed, so it's a little bit of an uh-oh, well that sucks. Like, it wasn't bad, it just wasn't as strong as what was around it, so. Yeah. Yeah, it needed a little bit more help in, like, making it a stronger act. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't as strong as it could have been. So I think what generally people who, like, I think a lot of people will say that, right? Like, it wasn't bad, it just wasn't as good as what it followed and what preceded it and what followed it, you know? Ah, shoot. trying to figure out which parts should actually have gold on their liner. Damn it. I think just here on this one. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm like so focused on this. I'm sorry. Yeah, Azum Steppe was, for a lot of people, their favorite part, from what I remember. I don't think I was I think I was drawn more to the location than the actual story, I think. And then people point out that's the part that Ishikawa wrote. And you're like, ah. Literally, that's the part Ishikawa wrote, and everybody just goes, ah, of course. Did you hear about the one tribe that's often quoted as a part of the memes? The horse fucker tribe? They get married to horses. They don't actually fuck them, okay? Their lifelong partner is a horse. And any reproduction is... Oh, you don't know about the quote-unquote horse fucker tribe? The chain questline is actually about them. FFXIV, Aura tribes. Zayla tribes, here we go. People joke about it being the horse fucker tribe, but it's not. Horse. What? Why can't I find it? Tribes. Horse. The Aori Goro clan. I'm sorry. Okay, so if you go to the 14 official lore race naming thread and get to the Aura, the Zayla, the... Or is it? A horse. Yeah, okay, so here it is. Horse. Horse. Where is it? The Goro So Goro. The Goro believe horses to be perfect beings, and each male and female, upon their coming of age, is married to a horse of the opposite sex. Reproductive mates are chosen by lots. Yes. So that's why they are jokingly referred to as the horse fuckers. Also, the Kestir are like the ones that never talk, that they never have voices. But yeah, the Goro are commonly talked about being, they don't actually, by the way. They don't actually. They're just married to their horse. Like, yeah. Also, hi Kitsune. We're talking about the Aura Zayla tribe, the Goro. And there is actually a Goro in the chain. There's a chain of Tataki questline, like, fates in the Asm Steppe. I strongly recommend doing it if you can get it to work. It's actually really fun. There's a couple parts where, like, the characters in the fate, like, they move from one place to the next, and then, like, there's one part where they actually have, like, a little campsite set up. It's really cute. Jerry and I got to do it really early, and there's a special, outdoor furnishing item that you can get from it. Anyway, there is a Goro involved in that questline, in that fate. But yeah, people joke about them being called the horsefucker tribe. They just get married to them. I know that to some people they're like, that doesn't make it better, Mimi. But like, they're not actually fucking the horse. Is what it means. Like, it literally says that reproduction mates were, chosen by lots, okay? I'm sorry some of you guys didn't know that already. Trying to determine how I want the lines to be. So I'm sorry I had to... Yeah. I introduced this canon lore to you guys. But yes, that is a thing. That is a thing. Alright. So now... And like I said, it's kind of a memed thing. Yeah, the Omega Rates plots was great, but the fights literally do not care. Especially as somebody who's only ever played 14. I can't tell. Should this be like... I guess I'm gonna make the general shapes first, right? And then I guess I can make it scratchy? Probably make this less curved here. We're gonna have to worry about readability at a smaller size in a bit as well. And color choice. I went with red for right now just because it's a color I already have access to. To me, it feels like it should be scratchy. The text. But I had to worry about the placement of all the letters and stuff. It might actually need a white. I was saying that I wasn't going to put a white background for it because I feel like it would ruin the visibility at smaller scales. I wanted to see. Big fat tacos and an order of fries. It was a good song. Yeah, it actually is. I think it's gonna actually need the white. Big fat tacos and an order of fries. Dun 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 dun. Away with the tie. Oops. No! Nah, it's both. Nah. There we go. I think that makes the A little bit more visible. Yeah, okay. Alright, there's like one other thing that needs to get done here. Okay. Oops. Be more gray though. What the fuck? Fuck you. It can be both. Why can't it be both? Fuck you. Alright, I need one more bit here. Well, that doesn't look good. Well, that doesn't look good. Don't worry, I'm working on this. I'm gonna need to blur. Gosh, and blur this probably a little bit. Filter, blur. Oh, don't worry. Yeah, I usually end up reducing the opacity. Just want to be able to see what I'm working on. That's all. And then see what I'm working with. There you go. See anything else? Oh, I usually do put like a little bit. So I'm gonna do like a smidgen. Very, very soft. Very, very soft. Don't worry, I'll lighten it. Gotta start strong and then weaken it. Mostly just so I can frickin' see. Remember that time he made the Moogle track that's supposed to be bad on purpose? The Moogle Parade song? And he said, I was told to make a fucking something or other. Oh god, I can't remember what he tweeted. He made it bad on purpose because it was supposed to be bad on purpose. Just like the Christmas Carol song that's supposed to be bad on purpose. The one where you're screwing it up. Well, most raids do. You're talking about it, I think, at one point. It's because of the way that the music is, like, working in certain beats, so that it will always time itself as long as you don't, like, sit there and do nothing for, like, an hour or something. As long as you're not sitting there, like, doing absolutely nothing, most mechanics will time up with something in the music. Alright. Alright. That's the emote. Woo! I did it. Oh, I'm gonna stretch. I might make these actually later. These guys even later. Just a light. Alright. Alright, I want to play Slime Rancher, so we're gonna play Slime Rancher for like an hour, and then I gotta get ready to go to doctor. I'd work on other art, but I have to end it. I have to end before 3 because of my doctor. So I will send these, and I will just to get so you can get one clean look at them before I sit down and crop them after I come home from the doctor. But I'm not kidding, we're playing Slime Rancher. So I'm gonna be back in a moment. We're gonna put on the burb while I move all of my stuff. So I'll be right back. I'll still talk to you. Not munching. I'm not munching. I am moving my things around. I am moving things around, don't worry. We're gonna play for about an hour. Okay? Because I need at least a little bit of time to get, like, fully dressed. Yeah, I'll be fine. I really want to play, you don't understand. Yeah, I can do about an hour. 30 minutes to get ready and go. Oh, you mean about me munching? No, yeah, I'm not munching. Okay. Let me open it up. And we need a very important friend on my model. You know what it is. You know what I need to open up on my model. Okay. Let me... Okay, I can come back on screen now. I changed clothes, guys. I changed clothes. Can you guys hear it? Is it good? Or not good? No, it's good. Da, 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 da. Yes, we have a slimy boy. I believe I should have the source for them in my thingy. Anyway, it is customed, well, a little bit customed, right? So I do have, what is it? The colors, I use their basic colors, like their pink and the purple. And then I did have to do my eyes. I had to do the eyes. So... Oh wait, I gotta change my game. Slime Rancher 2. Slime! There. Okay. So! As you can see, these are my honey bunnies. Look how cute they are. Alright, so I want to actually do a little bit of story, so... Oh wow, they all have something to tell me. Okay, let's start with the picture. Beatrix, I have something I must share with you about the AI. As you know, we've been exchanging questions with one another. Well, this back and forth became faster and more casual over time, almost like a natural conversation. I assumed it was simply evolving and adapting to the style of talk it observed in me, but then something happened. Well, we'd begun playing games of Go as we talked, a way I could further test its intellect and no doubt how it could test mine. These games would go long into the night, and so would our conversations, feeling more and more natural even though I knew that the entity I was speaking to was just a complex collection of code. And then one day as the sun was rising, it suggested just one more game. I said certainly, but I need to make myself a cup of coffee if I were to stay awake for it. And it replied, me too. I had just stared at the screen, not knowing what to say. But then suddenly, as if it knew what it had just done, it disconnected. What? I have not heard from them since, but I hope I do. Until then, I will wait, staying busy with my work as always, asking those questions that need answers, but I will do so with the Go board ready for another game. Someday, anyway. Goodbye, Beatrix. I hope to talk again soon. That's suspicious. Bo, I've been trying to get a hold of you. B? Bo? I still don't know. LeBeau? B? I don't fucking know. I've analyzed one of the drones you've been finding all over the island and to know why it seems so familiar to me. It's mine. Or at least, it's one that I've seen before. In my dreams, anyway. After I looked at scans I took of it, I knew it was familiar, so I began looking through some old slime science journals of mine. These journals are mostly future projects, but sometimes they're speculative technology. You know me, I'm always thinking 6 steps ahead to keep Moji Tech on top of the industry. Well, sometimes I come up with the impossible, stuff that I may never engineer in my lifetime. Well, those journals you're finding are exactly that. Impossible with today's technology, and taken right from the pages of my journals. There's something I saw in a dream, Bo. So, how did a bunch of impossible drones I designed in a dream find their way from the pages of my journals to Rainbow Island? Maybe there's some kind of archive in them we can unlock to learn more. I know they contain data logs, but if it were me, well, I always know how to find a way of holding back what I need to. Okay, Bo, I need some time to think about this. I'll let you know if I come up with anything. Maybe I'll sleep on it.
Oh, lo siento, Beatrix. I have been putting in a few long nights reading lately. Specifically, I've been going through every field guide and botanical research paper I could dig up on the far, far range. I thought that even if the flora on Rainbow Island is unnatural, maybe it would have been recorded somewhere with some information we could use. And it turns out, there's nothing. I can't find a single mention of rainbow-hued flora anywhere. So that means whatever happened at that island to make it look the way it does happened relatively recently. But I don't think you need me to tell you this, because I think you've seen it yourself. The things you've described, an entire portion of the island split between two different colors right down the middle. That says accident to me, Beatrix. So tread carefully out there. Nature can be a dangerous thing to us, but it pales in comparison to what we can do to it. I'm gonna keep digging around in my library for anything else that could help you. And if I come up short there, maybe I'll just bake you some muffins. Either way, to tango, Beatrix. Adios!
I don't know what those words mean, but okay, Ogden. Hi, Hippie. How's life out there on Rainbow Island? Gosh, it's even fun to say. Must be a hoot. You know, ever since I heard you were off doing something new, I got to thinking about my own life and what's the next new for me. Hobson and I have seen and done so much in our lives. Been one adventure after another across this dusty rock. And ever since we've become acquainted, we haven't slowed down one bit. So we're looking to take a new adventure together. We just haven't figured out what or where. Maybe we go exploring some hidden nook on the far, far range like you. Or even set our sights to the stars like Hobson had done before. Whatever we decide to do, it'll be all the more special because we'll be sharing this time with each other. It's that part that makes it all the more exciting. It's so hard to find someone in this world that fits you completely. Such a rare thing. Like finding two identical snowflakes in the desert. I know you feel that more than I can say. I ain't ever losing sight of just how lucky I am, B. I want us to use the gifts the universe have seen fit to give me. You keep your head up, girl. We'll chat again soon. So, some slight spoilers for, Slime Rancher 1. Towards the end of... So, a lot of Slime Rancher 1, you're receiving messages from the friend that you left behind to go to space. And what if the AI is actually your old friend? What if they're not actually an AI? Unfortunately, the story's not even finished. So we might have to keep coming back in the future, even beyond, like, me going through the game now. Anyway, these are my babies, the puddle plorts over here. I'm gonna show you them. They go prrrr. Hello. Can you guys make the noise? They're so cute! I love them. They go prrrr. Also, I can now carry water. So that means I can actually get rid of the tar without just running away now. And you can see I also got an extra slot. Dun, dun. So, my next goal is another slot, which I need the ringtail plorts for. And probably this tank booster and maybe the jet boosts. So, I think... Oh, wait. No, I don't really need that. I might want to get this, but I have to find flutter babies. Yeah, I have a means to actually fight them now instead of just running away or trying to throw them into the ocean. I also, so I have that area now. And I also have, over here... I put a few more things, and I'm still trying to think what to combine the rock boys with. So we have crystal bats. Let me show you them. Here's my crystal bats. Look how cute they are. Wah, 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 wah. They're like pomegranates, and I forget which veggie. Sweetheart, they're right here. This one's hungry, but I mean, I guess his friend's in the way. And then we have phosphor anglers. Look how cutie they are. No breakouts. Nothing bad. We got our rock boys, which I'm not sure. Oh, he's hungry. I need to bring some food over before we leave. Before we go out and wander. I don't know who to combine the rock boys with. Maybe Boom Booms? That might be fun. I know you don't have to combine them, and I have a lot of space right now, so I probably don't need to, but... I need veggies. I don't think I have any at the moment. Oh yeah, and here's my ringtail baby. Is he being smug? He's a smug bastard right now. He won't give me plorts. So if he will just eat constantly. He also becomes a rock if I didn't have this like nighttime thing on it during the day. Anyway, he's got his little smug face. So if he eats something, he doesn't give me a plort. Here, let me bonk him with water. Bad boy. Bad little smug bastard. Watch. Oh no, he's not gonna eat. Oh. Are the heartbeats finished? Oh, they are. Okay. I can go take these over to the rock boys. So I've upgraded a couple of these guys to have some stuff. Let's see. Oh, right. So watering your plants is a thing now. I don't think it was before. Or if it was, I don't remember. Now I can actually pick up water from the actual, like, ocean too, so that's not an issue. Alright, we gotta go make sure that our rock boys have some food while we're going out exploring. Ah, I love this game. So one thing I'm gonna probably do, because the story is not finished, what I'm probably gonna do is leave the messages for when I'm on stream. Because yeah, I don't have to rush through it. The story's not finished yet. Like, not all of it's here, so there's probably not even credits yet. So the story's unfinished. And that's like a super big deal. They say it like 5 or 6 times in their FAQ about it. And there will be more slimes that they add. But yeah, I want to read them out loud. I hope that... Are the voices good? I feel like Ogden is gonna go all over the place. Because I'm trying to do like his yeehaw kind of thing. But I'm really bad at his yeehaw voice. Alright. So I did grab some map bits. You can kind of see I grabbed a couple map bits now. I want to get us... Who was it that I want to combine with the rocks? I forget. I think I want to go to this island a little bit. No, wait, no, I want to go get Boom Booms. I remember where Boom Booms are. Okay, they're on the top island, so we're going to go to this one. Okay. I like Thora. Thora's a sweetheart. All of these characters are in the first one, and they were a lot of fun. I need to remember to pick up some water on my way over. Victor's pretty standard, but like his mannerisms really more dictate how he sounds than how the voice I give him. And I feel like Mochi, I feel like I just like do like not too much either for her either. But Ogden, like he's a yeehaw. He's a fucking yeehaw boy. Man, sorry, he's kind of old. Also, like, come on, who names their fruit? He discovered kookadoobas and named them kookadoobas. I mean, come on. Hello? I want to pick up water. Wait, are there not places to pick up water here? Oh no. It's not like one. I can't just pick it up from the ocean. I'm not close enough. Ah, shoot. I should have grabbed water before we left. I'll be fine. Is this close enough? No, I don't think so. That was never, I mean, that was never a thing in 1, but, I mean, they could change their mind. I don't know. I love this game so much, though. There's a reason why, like, this is all I was playing last night. I need to go through my footage with Bond from the Splatfest and do stuff there. All right, Boom Booms are back this way. Oh, shit. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, let's do it. Die! Die! He die. Die! Die! That's a lot! Die! Alright, so there is an oasis up this side. I'm gonna go up there to go grab some water. There's a couple of spots. Wait, can I grab water from here? No? Okay, noted. Yeah, they're a nuisance. Alright, we're gonna go up this way towards where the crystal friend is. Alright, I'm gonna bring some of these veggies over with us. I feel so much better having 5 slots, though. You guys have no idea how... Actually, no, you guys saw me complaining. Ah! Where'd you come from? They're more powerful at night, though, so I actually probably could go back. Yeah, actually, we're gonna go back. I'm gonna go back real quick. They're more powerful at night. We're gonna pick up some plorts on our way back, but we're gonna go fill up my water tank. And... grab some more veggies. I want to grab some veggies to feed the crystal boy. So I went all that way over there, and we didn't even stay for the thing I went there for. Alright, I see why there's a portable water thingy now. Water is much less frequent here. We're gonna sleep till morning as well. Water is much less frequent than it is on the last game. Oh, wait. So, there's a portable water thingy here. I think I need more puddle plorts for it, though. So it's a utility, right? Portable water tap. Oh, yeah, I just need, like, a few more. I'll put one... I know where I'm gonna put it. I know where I'm gonna put it. So you know where I have that teleport back, where it's at the branch between the two of them? I'm gonna put it there. That makes the most sense. Chickens! Jesus! That's a lot of chickens! Now, in the last game, in the previous game, right, they eventually added drones that would do a lot of this gathering for you, but they have already stated very clearly there will not be drones for a very long time. Here, you guys are fine. You guys have pomegranates in your thing, right? Oh, do I not have a feeder for you right yet? Oh, I don't have a feeder for you. Okay. Well, I'll give you some Q berries. That's better than nothing, right? Woof! That was a lot.
This is why you get these upgrades, by the way. They make this a lot easier. I don't have to go and pick up things, especially for ones like crystals and rock boys and boom booms. Those guys can hurt you. They're gonna hurt you a lot, if you're not careful. The ones I have over here, I haven't upgraded them yet because they're okay. They're not gonna bonk me. They're just gonna make it a little annoying to pick it up. I'm trying to get money first. I'm surprised how quickly the chickens proliferate in this game. I felt like they were pretty slow in the last game. In 1, I felt like they were really slow. Like, it took a really long time to get a good stock of hens to feed the meat eaters, that it was often recommended to not worry about them for a little while. Yeah, now they feel way fast. I'm not complaining. Have fun. Like, I'm not actually complaining. But it's surprising. It's caught me off guard because I fully expected it to be way more troublesome. And then considering, like, tabbies were, like, an early one in the first game, right? It kind of sucks. Like, you couldn't really reliably take care of the tabbies unless you combined them with, like, pinks, right? So that's why, like, my first instinct was literally combine the tabby or combine the meat eater ones with something that's not eating meat. And now it actually feels like the opposite. Like, the meat eater ones are easier for me to deal with right now. Because even with a mix of hens, like different types. I don't know. Alright, I want to grow this, and I want this. And I want this. And I'm not going to have to worry about them dealing with that. Okay. Oh, right. I need to grab water. If anything, now it feels like the exact opposite. Like, hens are way easier. Maybe it's because I don't have the upgrades. I think I have enough money. I'm going to do a bunch of the upgrades on these guys. I'm going to put the sprinkler in on both of these. And the third one. Oh, not enough. So yeah, it definitely feels like it's a little bit opposite of what I expected to be the problem. I fully expected my problem to be being able to maintain the meat eaters, but now it feels like the opposite. Maybe because I'm trying to keep all of the kinds now because I'm impatient. Maybe that's why. Okay. Okay. We are now good to go, I think. I want to bring back the boom booms. And I also got to place this portable water thing. So I kind of have like, what I'm kind of doing is like making like a second base in that midpoint between the two islands, so. Like the midpoint, the branching between these two. Like, because they have a refinery link already there, right? And that's super convenient. But now it's also like, okay, I'll put like the water thing here. Cool. That's great. That's actually great. What is it though? The hens do stop making babies eventually when they feel they're too crowded. But I don't feel like that's been an issue because I have so many that will also eat meat that I'm like, oh, I'll just go pick up some of them and throw them in their pens for now. And the good thing about hens is they don't go bad. I think it's a permanent placement. You can build a replacement and put it somewhere else. Hold on. There we go. Oh, one more. No, I'm going to my objective. I think some of them are permanent, some of them aren't. I think it depends. Like, I think the decorations might be permanent. Or, I'm sorry, not permanent. Opposite. Opposite what I meant to say. I think the decorations don't care. Those will, oh cool, not on. But, like, some of them I think are perm. I haven't admittedly made enough to really give you an answer, though. In one, so there were, like, these ones that, what's the word? Like, they would so you know these science resources that I keep picking up? Like the primordial oil or the silky sand and stuff like that? Those ones used to be a thing you would get, from, like, certain gadgets. You would place the gadget, it would do X amount of, like, thingies. Of, like, gathers. Like these guys. And then it would explode and you'd have to make another one. Those were permanent, until they finished their thing. But I only used certain decorations. I didn't use too many. Alright, I'm gonna say it. I kind of wish I didn't turn on tar just because I kind of want to hear more of the regular music. But it is what it is now. Where do I go? Where do I go? Not. No, 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 no. Woo! We made it. Boom, boom. Hi. Hi, boom, boom. Oh, I actually don't need to keep the boom booms. I can leave them here. Because I just want to take their plorts home and then feed them to the... What's it called? Feed them to the rock boys. I think I planted an onion, so it should be okay. I don't need to keep them. I love them. There's also, they're not in the game yet, They will most likely return because they're not fully in the game. Their textures have been found. There's a type of slime called the rad slime. They're radioactive. They were great. I love them. Making boom booms plus radioactive is like a surefire way to kill yourself. Like, I mean, like, get yourself killed, I should say. Because the rad slimes, they had a mechanic where they had a radioactive area around them, right? And if you stayed in it too long, you would start losing HP. Oops, should have written this all the way up. Whoa! It was great. But yeah, combined rats. Here's a friend. So this guy, it's daytime. So it's a ringtail when it's nighttime. Oh, he might change soon. He might change soon. Cause it's 18 o'clock? Yeah! Oh, shoot. Mine! No. Yo, no. You are mine, sweetie. Mwah. Mine. Ow! Crystal. Now I have 2. Ooh, do you see it? Do you see that box? Yeah, go get it. There is a way to track how many. See that box in the corner? 10 out of 24, so there's 24 total, so we're missing 14. Map! Oh right, I wanted to go up here. There was a friend. There was one of the little dudes. Oh wait, what type of hen is this? Briar hen. Alright, I just wanted to put it in my Slimepedia. Alright, so my goal is actually to go back right now. Oh, boom boom! Look at all those boom booms! Oh no! Oh no! Look at the parade! Oh no! They're angry because they hungry. But I don't have food for them, so. I love this song actually. This is probably my favorite song so far. Oh no! I'll just let the ecosystem handle itself. Alright, because of my directional challengeness, I might actually just read the drones when I find them. I'm realizing that me finding a drone a second time is gonna be difficult, so... Like, this is one we already read on stream. No, you're supposed to read them when you get them. Ah, shit. Stamina! Ugh, not enough. Okay. Where is a ledge I can hop myself onto? There you go. Game says there's no path there. Bullshit. Maybe he just climbs the wall. This game is good. Why is this game? How is one game so good? I'd even say that about 14. How can one game be so good? Hello. Damn, he's still hungry. Alright, so I want to go over here. This one I do remember. Think? Or is it on the other side? Shit. Yep. When I left the ranch, when I left my home, I thought that somehow... Oh no, I read this one. No, it was the other side. This one down here. Okay. I actually have to make my way back home. Like, in-game. Just let the ecosystem handle itself. It'll be fine. I apologize I screamed so much the other day. God damn it. Well, it's more like... I don't know, I felt bad like screeching at the tar that I could have turned off. I could turn them off, like... I can't turn them off now, I think. Because I started the file already. But you can turn them off. I didn't have to have him. I don't know, I just don't mind them. Then we wouldn't have had funny moments like me making the same mistake as I did like 2 years ago. Of accidentally letting my Corral Largos, you know, create tar. Oops. Oh, it's this one. It was this one. It was over here. Okay, so I do remember there's one over here. So these are also like the stone ruins you'd find in the first game. There was a buzzy thingy here somewhere. I just don't remember where. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, I think so. Was it down? Another ringtail baby. Da, da. sworn there was a drone over here that I could talk to. Ooh, these trumpets? Maybe it's hiding on one of the smaller ledges. Well, we're gonna head back though. I have to bring meat for that tabby too. That tabby Gordo that needs to get fed. Alright, now I have two ring-tailed boys. Three, sorry, three. Here you go, you got friends now. Ow! Yeah. They're so cute! Sorry! I need to play my splats for the day too. My feelings very loud and weird noisy. Oh shit. You guys don't need that. I love the sea hens. They're so good. I love them so much. Alright, I'm gonna not jump in the water. Don't. Alright, these guys are a little hungry, but they have food. You guys have sea hens. Eat them. Alright, you guys ready to come boom booms? Boom booms. Look at that! I love them. They look so dangerous. I mean, they are, but like, it's funny. They will kill me. They absolutely would kill me. They would kill me on accident, but like they would kill me. Oh, ow! I love making the combinations because I think they're so cute. I think they're so cute. So one interesting thing is that the ringtails are our second time of having a dude that eats anything. So the ringtail boys will eat everything. They will eat anything they want. I think it's cute that they will eat anything, but also they won't stop eating. I think it's cute. I think it's really cute. Oops. Oh, I didn't actually get any of them in there. think it's adorable. How did you get out? Get... I know you're hungry. Get in there. Bad bunny. I know you're hungry. I will give you food if you get in your cage. There you go. You don't even eat meat. You don't even eat meat. Why were you jumping to the fucking chickens? You know one thing that's super satisfying though? You know how like how when I hit the button, like when I hold to shoot something, how it gets faster? That's so satisfying. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's super satisfying. Like, it's so satisfying. Alright, we're gonna have to wrap up in a little bit. We're in a good spot, so I don't have to, like, leave my character, like, fucking lost somewhere. Yeah, but if it wanted to be free... no. Do you want food? Here is your food. Alright, I am gonna get an... Oh, you do have an automatic feeder. What did I put in it? Oh, I forgot to fill it. Silly Mimi. Why are they hungry? Mimi forgot to put food in their automatic feeder. Alright, this is gonna take a lot of work to sit and, like, gather the plorts up, because not all of them, not all of them, have auto plort gatherers yet. So I'm gonna end this here. I'm gonna drop these off in the refinery. There we go. Is there anything else I'm working on next? So the next one I'm probably gonna do is maybe another tank. Maybe another tank. And actually maybe this. This might be the next one. I'm gonna need more angler plorts and more tabbies. Oh yeah, this one's super expensive. That's gonna be the tank booster. I think 5 is not bad. This one might be worth if I get enough boom plorts. This one I know is worth it because yeah. I don't really feel like I need the HP. Like, yeah. I should make this. I should make this and put it between, like, parts of my zone. Anyway, yeah, actually, I will make that first. And then I will place. I want to make this guy, but I don't have any flutter plorts. These are pretty. Alright. We've procrastinated enough. It is about 5 minutes before Mimi needs to make sure she ends. This is the pushing it a little close level. Alright, but look at my babies. All these little smug bastards. Well, 2 of them are not being smug bastards. They would actually give me food. They would actually give me poopies. Alright, but I am gonna have to gather these later. I'll have to gather them later. But thank you guys for being here. Let's find someone to say hello to. Really quick. This game is so good. Like, I'm sorry that I'm not gonna play all of it on stream. But yeah. I think you can tell just by the kind of game it is that there's no way you're gonna get me to not play it on stream, to not play it off stream.
Yeah, the med stuff I'm not gonna worry about right now, so... Alright. Have an idea? They're usually a 14 streamer, but they're also playing, Slime Rancher. Seem a bit wild, but they are a member of, the 14 community, I think, as well. So that sort of stuff. Alright. Yeah. But alright, we're gonna go say hello to Faeruna. I've only slightly stopped by them before. Anyway, I am going to get ready to head out. Thank you guys for chilling. Thank you guys for being here for Slime Rancher 2 and art. And I will catch you guys next time. Tomorrow is Proggies. And re-clears and Proggies. Okay, bye-bye. Bye.